Alright, what's up, yins guys? Time for another video where I talk about the real life Yu-Gi-Oh games people play, and I'll sarcastically say the actual Yu-Gi-Oh card game. Does anybody ever play that again? I mean, does anybody ever play that anymore? Does anybody play it like Dungeons and Dragons, or um, what do you call it? Magic the Gathering or things? Really, I kind of messed up my speaking there because I am almost ready to bust out laughing talking about these different things. I really should start this video over, but I'm not. So this video, you take it as you get it. Okay, anyway, the real life Yu-Gi-Oh games people play. Does anybody actually play the actual Yu-Gi-Oh card game anymore? But this is where I talk about the real life Yu-Gi-Oh games people play. Just like they're playing Yu-Gi-Oh! As far as behaviors, whether in the world or on the internet, fakers and the people try to talk down the people play different games and cards. But anyway, this one reason why I was almost busted out laughing and not talking right is because I'm talking about one of my favorites there. The Keyboard Warrior card. Yeah, let's talk about that. Well, the Keyboard Warrior is usually associated, I think there were sites or blogs, I think, were talking about liberalism being a mental disorder, where they were making fun of these people called the leftists that call themselves keyboard warriors. But there's a couple different, the far left or extremist side, the extreme far left and the extreme far right have their keyboard warriors when they talk about that. They're the fanatically religious ones that were basically rejects that couldn't get involved or get along with anybody in an actual church, like really narcissistic attitude, don't have a life here at home. And then the extreme leftist side, which will fight with the religious keyboard warrior, which the one I'm talking about now that people like to talk about, the liberals, the keyboard warrior, right? Which these kind don't like the ones in the religious side. Some of them will fight with each other, but the leftist keyboard warrior that comes in different kinds, like the ones on both sides. They're in their house. They have no life, and a lot of them, especially the leftist ones, different age groups. They can be kids or they can be people almost my age, half my age, or older than me that still live in mom and dad's house, or live in the cellar, or live in a room in mom and dad's house. Maybe mom and dad is sick of them, and they decide to move to grandma's house or whatever. But a keyboard or a keyboard warrior, it's where they create their own fantasy land and create their own grandeur in their head, their own fantasy that they're something big, because they can't, neither side, the extreme religious fanatic side that doesn't get along with some church people, and the extreme leftist side that hates all religion and hates anybody who has anything more than them, or is a little smarter than them, or has more confidence to them. The extreme leftist side, a room in mom and dad's house, and neither of them can face anybody in any argument of any capacity in real life, either run away and cry, or they need a bunch of their friends, with or without a bunch of their friends. They don't have no rebuttal in an argument other than interrupt you while you're talking and yell and swear. But yeah, one sarcasm I want to get out the way too. The keyboard warrior. It sounds like a very sarcastic. It would be goofy if I did a parody or somebody else. There's other people goofy enough to do a parody of the keyboard warrior, which would look kind of goofy if I did it. You almost want to take a keyboard, right, and duct tape it to a stick or something, like a broom handle or a stick, like it's a battle axe, right, and play the sarcastically play the Conan the Barbarian theme, and like it's a battle axe or something, right? And then maybe parody of them by riding a little kid's tricycle instead of a horse, right? and then riding a little tricycle, and instead of a horse charging with your keyboard warrior, like the keyboard taped to a stick with like a battle axe. Da, 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 da. I don't know. I wouldn't really do that. That would be goofy. But if you want to draw a cartoon about it, or there's some goofy enough YouTubers that get way more views than me. If I were to parody that, I wouldn't get no views parodying that type of thing. But there are people that would pull it off, that do really goofy shit because they have a sense of humor, and would get like 37,000 plus views. You get what I mean? It's like a goofy parody I have in my head because yeah, these people don't have a life. They, whichever side they're on, they like to put everybody else down. They're basically cowards. Sometimes they're older still in mom and dad's house, or kids. Neither of them, especially the leftist sides, the most snarky individuals. They think they have the whole world by the balls. They know it all. Whether it's like with any issues, they claim that they're champion or whatever. All behind a keyboard, behind a computer. It's a safe, very safe way to create their reality. They have no actual little or no friends. Maybe they have friends that they do drugs with, or if they're underage, drink underage. In their room in mom or dad's house, sneaking somebody older down the street, buying them cigarettes or weed or beer, which they're sneaking. And when they're older, they want to. They have this thing where they long to relive the days where they were drinking and smoking underage. If they get older, they become aging, contemptful. No, in and out of the system, rehab. The only reason for their causes or behavior was to make themselves feel like there's something bigger, to elevate themselves and try to bring everybody else down. They hate the whole world that's doing better than them, instead of better than themselves and changing some of their ways. Maybe instead of worrying about other things they can't change, worry about themselves. Intellectually and physically lazy, they won't better themselves. They hate anybody that has or does more. They want to destroy it. So they'll side with the vandalizing class of their group, or if they're champion anybody of any other gender issues or race issues, it's always the low lifes, the low lifes they're sticking up for, not of anybody of other races or same color as them or other races, for their right to have decent lives like the decent ones. Matter of fact, the decent ones of other races or people like close to them, they don't like because it doesn't fit their narrative. Matter of fact, anybody else that they claim that they're a champion that's doing better and doesn't need them, whether they're white or black, they say they're whatever with the enemy, so to speak, usually with some kind of profanity attached to it. No different than the one YouTube video I saw, a clip of that where the Antifa member called the one black gentleman that decides not to be a victim and questions his shit, called the Antifa guy that claims to be champion another race, but if somebody black questions him, he's calls him, the black gentleman, quote, a Uncle Tom piece of shit, and then the black gentleman tells him, you better shut up or else. I could get you that clip. If you think I'm lying about it, it's out there. So yeah, that's an example of the ones that claim to champion racial issues or whatever, or other gender issues. They don't do it because they want anybody equality to. They don't want equality in a sense everybody can prosper, and don't assault anybody, do anything that's against the law or anything like that. Don't hurt anybody because of who they are. That's not enough for them. They want there to be always racism and always gender inequality, and they always want to do it in a way like that degenerates and lowlifes do, with their foul mouths and immature behavior or whatever the hell. Act like overgrown child. You might as well parody them as, like I said, a keyboard attached to a stick like it's a battle axe and have them ride a kid's tricycle with a Conan the Barbarian theme and charging. Keyboard warrior. A keyboard warrior is, in other words, a substitute for reality or any kind. They no real friends, fake internet friends, except for the ones maybe that you actually see out there doing all kind of damn shit they shouldn't be doing in the name of whatever they're standing up for. These ones are known to steal valor. They never or went out there. They don't even got the guts to do any of the vandalism that they glorify. This particular class, if you got this far in this video, what I'm getting at is they like to steal the valor, which I don't call it valor, but okay, any of you guys know what I'm getting at. I'm not glorifying anything like that, but trying to say in that culture there's valor in running the streets and vandalism like a bunch of hooligans. If they're not actually doing vandalism like a bunch of hooligans, the keyboard warrior type don't got the guts to do that. They'll steal the valor and even go on the internet and pretend like they do it. They might go as far as some kind of crowd or something, like I've seen YouTube videos about it, go and do a selfie with some protest crowd behind them and lie and pretend that maybe they did some kind of vandalism in cars and stores or something. And they'd be damn lucky if they don't, somebody else, authorities don't find this selfie. And this shit where they're trying to steal the valor with selfies, get themselves in trouble. Literally get themselves in trouble for stuff they didn't do because they're pretending to be involved in. And yeah, I think you could actually do that. You could pretend to be involved in something and didn't really perpetrate the crime, but pretend like in that culture where there's supposed to be valor in it, take selfies like you're doing it. I don't know, like this Ozzy Osbourne song, the Ultimate Sin album, Secret Loser. I'm a loser. I'm a secret loser. Fighting a losing battle, pretending to win, pretending to hold the unknown, pretending to sin. You know what I'm saying?